What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Tico Talks Throne and Liberty. I'm Tico, Globalization Design Manager at Amazon Games for Throne and Liberty. The Wilds of Talandre, our first major expansion, arrives on March 6th, and your excitement for it has been incredible. Let's dive into everything that's coming. On March 6th, you'll have access to a huge new territory called Talandre, which doubles the size of the current map. It comes complete with a new adventure and exploration codex, a narrative arc to follow, a unique new solo dungeon experience with 2 bosses and 3 of our most challenging co-op dungeons to date. You'll be able to reach the new level 55 cap, start working on your epic tier 2 gear set, and grow your fishing and cooking skills to level 25. You'll also be able to begin your journey with our new weapon mastery system. Then, 1 week later, on March 13th, we'll release 2 more 3-star dungeons, 2 additional bosses for the solo dungeon, and introduce Nebula Island, along with the new artifact system for another form of power progression. We believe this approach to releasing content will help players enjoy their journey with a little bit less pressure during those opening weeks. After that, on March 27th, we're introducing Trait Resonance with adjustments for more direct player control, epic grade runes, and the second seasons of Dimensional Trials and Ranked Arena. So focus on gearing up those first 3 weeks to be ready for that fierce leaderboard climb. The Wilds of Talandre release delivers over 6 months of content packed into our first expansion. I also want to confirm that a fresh set of milestones will arrive with Talandre, and we'll share those details before release so that you can plan your journey. Let's talk Mega Alliances. On March 6th, Field Boss encounters are being restructured with 3 portal options for instance boss fights. At their best, alliances give players access to something Throne and Liberty does better than any other MMO: intense, epic-scale PvP, where strategy and coordination amongst hundreds of players reign supreme. But at their worst, they can lead to content gatekeeping and, perhaps most importantly, a lack of meaningful competition. Before going further, I want to be clear. Our goal is not to remove all access to large-scale epic battles. However, we do recognize that some changes are needed for the overall health of the game and our servers. So, Field Boss encounters are being restructured with 3 portal options: Peace, Faction, and Guild. The Peace portal leads to an instance PvE fight, keeping pre-formed parties together. The Faction portal creates instanced PvP, VE battles where players will be randomly matched onto 2 teams while still keeping pre-formed parties together. So this is an ideal option for smaller groups wanting PvP action. Both of these modes match players across all servers within a single region, and both have a 96 player limit per instance. The Guild portal will match guilds for 1v1 battles. Our matchmaking system pairs guilds based on performance data and number of players. We expect matching quality to improve over time as we gather more data. Guilds must join with 36 to 48 players to participate. And we chose these numbers carefully because we believe requiring only 36 to 48 players should help ease some of the burden many guilds deal with when keeping players online for competitive PvP reasons. For Arc Bosses, we're offering the same Peace and Faction options, but will maintain their current open world presence for guild battles. This will preserve a worthy area for alliances to battle in that epic scale combat many of you love. We'll now also spawn 2 different Arc Bosses simultaneously to increase competitive opportunities. Shifting over to gear acquisition and accessibility, we're making changes to improve player autonomy through weekly missions and token consolidation. We've heard from players that you want more control over which content to play to progress your characters. While we believe some content requirements are necessary to maintaining the core game loop, we agree there hasn't been enough flexibility or accessibility as we'd like. Here's what we're doing to address this, starting in the Talandre release. First, we're consolidating our various gear tokens. Abyss coins and Dimensional Soul Shards will be consolidated into just 2 tokens, 1 for Tier 1 gear and 1 for Tier 2 gear. These will have specific names, but for now, I'll just refer to them as Tier 1 tokens and Tier 2 tokens. At release, your existing currencies will be converted to Tier 1 tokens. Moving forward, co-op dungeons and Abyss dungeon contracts will reward either Tier 1 or Tier 2 tokens based on the content you're completing. We're also diversifying where you can acquire these tokens. You'll now be able to get them from the arena shop and the weekly mission menu. The weekly mission system has received an overhaul, and this is a key step towards more player autonomy. The new system will offer over 15 different missions across PvE, PvP, and lifestyle content, each rewarding weekly points that count toward your milestone rewards, while you'll earn the new Tier 2 tokens, amongst other rewards. The best part is that we've structured it so that there are more weekly points available than are needed to earn all the rewards, so you should have more flexibility to focus on doing the content you enjoy most. Over time, we'll plan to offer even more missions and further broaden the range of available objectives. The next thing to improve gear accessibility is our field boss changes we just discussed. As you may have noticed, there will be more instances of bosses to fight over, which will increase loot accessibility and improve the auction house economy. This should be particularly beneficial for arc boss weapons, because while we want those to remain premium and special, we agree they haven't been as accessible as we'd like, and there is room for further distribution without removing their prestige. Finally, one more area to help with gear is a new system that allows you to synchronize one piece of gear's level to another's. Simply put, we want to give our players more freedom to experiment with different builds, something we consider a major strength of Throne and Liberty. So here's how it works. Once you've leveled a piece of gear to max level, that's plus 12 for Tier 2 gear, you can place it into the new system as an anchor. Players can then unlock up to 2 slots per gear type to place other gear of the same type. For example, chest to chest. Any gear placed in these slots will immediately match the anchor's plus 12 level while slotted. Unlocking slots will have a one-time cost, but from there, you can freely swap gear forever after that. We think this will be a great long-term tool for players to feel more comfortable trying alternate weapons or testing new builds without having to sacrifice their existing gear through the current transfer system. Let's take a breather from systems and address cheating. Specifically, we're aware of the growing concerns regarding auto-blocking and PvP. And let me be clear, playing the game this way clearly violates our code of conduct, and we will issue disciplinary action against these players. We're committed to maintaining a fair playing field, and we appreciate your help in reporting suspicious behavior and discouraging these practices amongst your friends and teammates. Let's get into combat. After multiple rounds of focus testing, we're thrilled with the results. Here are the primary finalized changes that are coming. Player movement speed will no longer be automatically reduced in combat. We've increased base melee attack ranges. Several skills have been updated for improved fluidity. Tab targeting has been improved to better consider camera direction to give a more intuitive targeting response. Click targeting has also been further refined for accuracy and precision. And we're also bringing a new setting that will allow players to ignore friendly targets when clicking. Character inertia has been reduced, and the maximum zoom has been increased by 33%. While not available at launch, by early April, we will also introduce improved target visualization, target of target display, and monster type indicators on nameplates. Shifting to dynamic events, we've made updates to increase rewards and better tailor activity point distribution. We've heard your 2 main concerns. First, that dynamic events don't feel rewarding enough for the time investment needed to properly participate. And second, that our PvP players are experiencing activity grind fatigue due to how dynamic events contribute to activity points. To address these issues, starting March 6th, we're increasing the rewards for the first 15 dynamic events you do per week, ensuring players get more value when they choose to engage with this content. And since activity points are primarily a tool to help with high-performing PvP guilds, we've made 2 changes to help with both fun and fatigue. We're capping activity points at 15 events per week, and then we're adjusting the amount of activity points earned so that they prioritize guild events, followed by Dominion, then Peace, and finally co-op modes. We believe this new structure will give PvP players more freedom to participate in the modes that naturally align with their preferred content, while still maintaining meaningful progression. Now, let's talk raid frames. As Godspeed mentioned in last week's Eye on Silesium, raid frames are coming, and I'm happy to share they will arrive on March 13th. Raid frames will be available during guild raids, field bosses, conquest battles, arc bosses, and castle sieges, which should help all of our players, but especially shot callers and healers. Looking further ahead to early April, we're completely overhauling rune management. We understand the frustration the current rune management system causes. Our new approach fully removes inventory management needed for runes. Instead, runes will be tracked in a simplified UI where you can apply each rune type and stat combination to as many items as you want. New runes will automatically level or dissolve, and I can't wait to share more details on this topic next month, so look forward to that. We're happy to inform all of our console players that in early Q2, we are bringing the ability to edit your HUD with controller. Now, I want to address a question I've seen frequently in our community. How are new and returning players supposed to catch up if you didn't do a Hyperboost server? Our approach is that catch-up mechanics should be core game features, not a separate server that isolates new and returning players from the general population. We want them to be part of our whole community, experiencing the game alongside everyone else. Let's talk about how we're making this work. First, let's consider gear progression. Because Talandre is releasing at the same time as Tier 2 gear, this creates a natural reset point for all players, and we genuinely believe this is one of the best times for new and returning players to jump back into the game and start fresh alongside everyone else. However, we recognize that having a full set of Tier 1 gear could still feel like a big advantage, and that's why we're introducing Tier 2 rare gear, or Tier 2 blue gear, which will be stronger than most Tier 1 purples. This provides a natural bridge for players who don't have their full Tier 1 sets available. We've also carefully balanced the Adventure Codex rewards so that any player who completes the full Adventure Codex will earn nearly a complete set of Tier 2 gear with a mix of blues and purples. Beyond gear progression, we're also introducing exclusive buffs and daily login rewards specifically for new and returning players to help them catch up. We believe this comprehensive approach will help players join our community and get up to speed without feeling like they're permanently behind or isolated on a separate server. To end things, I just want to say thank you all again for your feedback and support. I can't wait for you to get your hands on this expansion. It is packed with so much great content and system improvements. I think you're really, truly going to enjoy it. Please keep giving us your feedback. We love having open communication with our community and are committed to maintaining that. All right, and now for our community question. If you could expand our cosmetic offerings in just one way, what would it be? Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I read each and every comment, so let me know down below what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in Silesium.